Good morning, YouTube, and by good morning I mean good morning. It is about 6:30 in the morning. No, 6:45 in the morning. I spent so long messing about trying to get this video going. Anyway, we have 20 cells to spot weld together into these fancy little clips, and I've had a little bit of a go, and by a little bit of a go I mean I've done all but these cells, so they're all ready to go. They're all in 5s in cartridges like this. Obviously these move about quite a bit. Once they're all together on the temporary parallel, they're perfectly fine. So we're using an 8mm by 0.15 nickel strip. So this 709A spot welder has an array of pulses, and I found, let's turn the light off in here, that 4 and 6 pulses on setting 5.5 is just right for getting a good spot weld. And of course I'm still a novice, so you may have a different view, but it's actually supplied with obviously the wand, the foot pedal, and this tray. And this tray I find completely useless. So we drop them on there like that. Although it has a magnet, it's got a bit of solder on that one. Although it's got magnets in there, it's actually very hard to... Oh, that one. It's actually very hard, once you've got your cells in there, to slide the nickel strip under and keep them in place. And I messed about for all of about 10 minutes with this and thought, nah, there's got to be an easier way. And I actually find spot welding on the side a lot easier. Right, spot. Oh, you'll have to live on the angle, I think. On the angle in the bottom of the picture. Yeah, so I find spot welding a lot easier on the side, using the wand and the foot pedal. So what I do is, I line them up like that, make sure that the 5th cell is going to be fine, and I've moved something that's in the way. So now I've got no give on this, so I'll be back. So I'll make sure that the pile of stuff doesn't move. Oh, I've got 2 bits now. And I line that up like that. And with the first cell, it doesn't matter how square or level it is. It's just making sure that the last cell is perfectly lined up. Push down the pin, figure out where the hell you put your foot pedal, and realise that your foot pedal's facing the wrong way. That's better. One. That's perfectly fine. Now we use, for now even, so we use our 5th cell as a guide to make sure that we get the nickel strip mostly centered. Actually doesn't seem to matter too much if it is off center. And then what we can do is we can go like that, and like that. So 1 spot weld each for now, and then we can check them. Actually had quite a bit of a spark off this one, so I have no idea what happened there. But most of them are nice and clean and not going to fall apart. Twist them, yeah. So you can check every one as you go, or not. So what I'll do is I'll run across the back now, just to show you what's occurring here. Same thing. Square up the top to the back, sideways, spot weld. And there we go, we've actually tripped the circuit breaker. Let's go and have a look. Sometimes doing sequential spots actually trips out. So I can't show you the man cave as of yet. So we'll go over it to the fuse board, which you've seen before, and we see we've tripped out a 20 amp type B. And we're back to here, where we have to set our that and that. what I've found is sometimes it creeps. The little bar can creep. Let's try that again. I'm just going to go across here now, and we're going to spot weld these together now. 1, 2. This one's got solder on, so it can splash and splatter. So, this is a good idea here. There we go. So I've just done one each on these. And what I've done is the ones where I'm suspect, I will go over and do a second or maybe even a third. I don't think I've had any damages on these yet, where I've spot welded through a cell, so that's one thing. And the little ends that are slightly too long can be snipped off with these snippy things. And why I didn't buy a pair of these sooner, I don't know. Magic. And now that's ready to go into one of them holders. Lots of people have had trouble with the spacing on the edge of the tips, and I found that actually the fibrous cell top can be used as a spacer. The plastic ones will melt, they're absolutely no good. But if you can get hold of a fibrous cell washer that gives it a bit more protection at the top and put that between the two pins, it acts as a perfect spacer for spot welding. After numerous spot welds, I've actually found that a bit of sandpaper also helps to keep the tip clean, especially as I'm sort of welding on the side, so slight cleaning up one side seems to help. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, number 3, we're picking up speed now. We'll get one more shot of around the side for you. Right, we'll see if that's a better shot for around the side. Obviously this is 90 degrees to my working angle, but 5 cells lined up on a flat base. Push the... This isn't going to work too well for you either, is it? Push it in nice and tight. Foot pedal, other end, foot pedal, and then we can run along. Here, 1, 2, 3. Another strip of nickel. There, line them all up nice and flat. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Magic. This is actually quite enjoyable. And I was actually wondering, would it be better to invest in a whole bunch more of the vertical cell holders and having a 50-50 setup with loads of these vertical and some 60 cell packs horizontal? But I haven't actually made my mind up. I'm quite indecisive when it comes to things like that. Well, there we go, we have all of our cartridges done. I'll see if we can work on some ingenious ways to actually film this See if I can find my little GoPro type camera, my cheapy rip-off one, and getting closer. So all that remains now is to wait until my batteries are charged up this afternoon, hopefully, and drop these in. So 4 in each slot, so 4 times 7, oh my brain, 28. And I can't actually remember what the capacity is we calculated, so we'll just have a quick look at that. I think they're 8.8s, but we'll say 8.5 amp hour. Times 4 is 34 times 25.9 nominal voltage. Adding 880 watts to our power bank. Power wall, yeah. So come back very shortly and we'll drop them in. In the shed, we've actually got 7 poles of 3 now, because I've actually put the first 4 in to make sure nothing went bang. Believe it or not, the power wall, or temporary power solution, is actually looking worse than I thought. Oh dear. Looking at pictures of people's finished power walls makes me feel quite embarrassed at this point. But you'll see from this one that this is actually holding quite nicely. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 at a time and replace the remaining 3. Yeah, I've got these to go in, but I have never actually managed to replace or repair the bad connection, which is up here from when I actually built this thing. But we are this is making space for more cells in my undercroft. And we got 1, making sure that nothing goes in the wrong way around, because we would go bang. And I'm probably going to get grumbled at because I actually have not got my tripod in here, and yes, I'm recording off my phone. I've lost my nice camera. Got a nice slant going on these ones. You'll see that these are spot welded, these are soldered, they've got a bit more give in them. What I might do is actually get some packers, pack these out a little bit more to keep them square and level. Obviously there's the chap in Essex who has upgraded, or not upgraded, but built his whole power wall on the basis of a modular system of 10 amp hour, or 10 amp hour, 12, I can't remember, 10 amp hour or 12 amp hour slots like this. And this is really actually just the satisfaction of pushing in, okay, only 8.8 amp hours here, but that satisfaction of actually pushing 8.8 amp hours, you know, 200 watts per slot by the time we put 4 of these in, is upgradable, repairable, breakable. Oh dear, we found our first bad spot weld. In the grand scheme of things, one broken or poorly welded cell is the least of our problems in this setup. And actually, where I cut some of these, they're a little bit suspect. Oh, that's just a very stiff cell holder. Let's move the balance leads out of the way. Yeah, so maybe it's a good idea to actually continue with this sort of design. Say you were buying brand new cells and can only afford 28 cells, say 30 cells at once, 2.5 amp hours, you could only install 10 amp hours at once. Then you could build one of these and just slot in 10 amp hours a month. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? If I could find a bulk supplier of 18650s who could sell me 30 a month at a good price, we could build a brand new power shelf, power wall, power device. I'm enjoying this too much, and I actually thought I wouldn't be able to put these in all on camera because what you can't see is I've got my arm up by my chin, or past my chin, and my arm has actually gone dead. We've had no bangs yet. must mean I have put these in all the right way round. Oh, that's a stiff one. Ah, oh, that's good. So the 8mm by 0.15 nickel tab is definitely strong enough to withstand me pushing these in quite forcefully. And we're down to our last one. Oh Jesus, this video's going to be long. So I only have one more available slot, which is functioning to actually put cells in. So I'll best start digging out my next 35 odd cells and see if we can actually fill that slot. I've got to pull this one out to repair it, and maybe start pulling out these bottom ones and retesting, because I've got my digits down here: 6.8, 6.2, 6.5, 7.1, 9.3, 6.6. So the majority of these cells are actually, or modules, slots, are actually 6, maybe 7 amp hour. Never mind. Well, it's not caused any damage yet. We haven't caught fire in over a year. We are still running on the temporary wall, but I am making progress towards the finished version. So yeah, hopefully if I get any time in the next couple of weeks, you'll see the first couple of videos come out for them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, comment, rate, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers. Whoa, 400 kilowatt hours. Of course, that's total. Bye.